วัสดีครับคุณคริป
สวัสดีครับ
Thank you very much for teaching today for us.
ครับ
Anyway, we have got a couple of questions that we would like you to clarify just a little bit for our viewers to watch it while they are free. So the first question is, tell us about the economic and strategic importance of the Asia Pacific in your views.
Well, Asia Pacific is huge. This is the Pacific century. You have the rise of China, you have the waning influences of America, you have also the vibrant economies of Southeast Asia. So this is the place to be, it's the place to study. It's really what you need to know in order to be a major player in the future. For example, if you want to know how China is transforming the global economy, you have to look at what they're doing, establishing the new Silk Road. If you want to understand how the United States is trying to influence the countries in Southeast Asia, you have to look at the details of the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the kind of, quote-unquote, economic partners that is trying to engage within the ASEAN community. So the interplay of China and the United States within the region and the struggle that these two major powers are having vis-a-vis each other is also something that will be symbolically played out in Asia Pacific. So that is what Asia Pacific is going to mean in the future. So in the past, I would say when you studied the history of the world, if you go back 10 to 20 years ago, you probably want to study what happened in World War I, what happened in World War II. But I think if you want to study what is probably the most important relationships now, it's going to be what takes place in the Asia Pacific region.
Excellent. How about the second question? We go slightly bit closer to China. So what future lies for Asia Pacific region in the face of the slowing down of the Chinese economy and the changes in command of the White House in 2006 election?
I don't give much importance to the slowdown of the Chinese economy because they are still on a trajectory of tremendous economic growth. It's just that the numbers this year don't look that good, that high. China is a rising power with more and more Navy ships by the day. It's trying to rival that of the United States. So I would say that what we need to keep our eye on is whether or not China is able to sustain the kind of increase in military power that it has been able to accumulate over the past couple of years. Can it do that on a sustainable basis? Can China's Navy eventually rise to rival that of the United States Navy? I think that's the main important issue of our time. And if you look at the relationship that Southeast Asian economies are trying to strike with the Chinese, partly it's because of this new security umbrella that the Chinese is trying to give to the ASEAN region. So I think I would say that you have this being a major factor that people need to keep in mind of. The change at the White House is extremely important in that you have level-headed leadership in the White House. And if we don't get someone who is totally crazy, I don't think policy on Asia would be that different. And I don't think American foreign policy on the Chinese would be that different. You get a personality like Donald Trump, that could be a cause for concern because that would mean some unpredictability. So unless you have a totally unpredictable president, then I don't think it would mean much in foreign policy. The interplay will be the same.
Excellent. And the last question, what do you think about the maths program as far as you have thought today? What do you think about our students and so on? How would it benefit, Thai students in order to learn about the Asia Pacific region?
Well, the benefits of economic integration for ASEAN can only be seen if we have cultural integration. I think one of the main impediments of ASEAN in its attempt to create a community is that most of these ASEAN member countries, the citizens, living in these countries, don't really know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them don't even like each other.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a need to create an atmosphere where students from Philippines, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, and all of these ASEAN countries can learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is certainly lacking in a lot of academic institutions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's diversity when you go on a campus in a university in North America or in Europe. I mean, you have diversity of students from many continents. But then, like on campuses in Southeast Asia, you don't really have diversity.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is needed to create cultural integration that would pave way for economic integration.
Okay. Excellent. So, Putin, thank you very much for being with us today. And we hope that we will enjoy your presence again very soon. Thank you.